Hey, I'm Chris. I live in Las Vegas and I love Keytars. And today I wanted to talk about the Yamaha KX5. Now, the Yamaha KX5 came out in the 1980s, in the mid 1980s, and is a MIDI controller. Now, MIDI controllers are different from shoulder synthesizers. In what way? Well, MIDI controllers don't make any sound on their own. But if you plug them into maybe your favorite synthesizer, maybe your other favorite shoulder synthesizer, it will make sounds. It will control that other keytar or that other synthesizer from far away. So basically, keyboard players got tired of hiding behind the stacks on stage, and they wanted to get on stage and run around too and get noticed by the audience. So somebody somewhere created Keytars for that reason. Now, I've got this guy, this Yamaha KX5, hooked up to the Yamaha DX100. Now, these are both Keytars. Two major differences. This one makes sounds. This one has a synthesizer built inside. This one does not make sounds. This one has to be connected to another keyboard or synthesizer in order for it to make sounds. So, I am playing the sounds of this guy on this guy. I love it. I love the DX100. It's a cool little synthesizer. It's a cool little mini version of the DX7. So, I recommend it for people who want an old synthesizer, but they don't want to pay the money for a DX7. That's at least a couple of hundred less than a DX7, even though you get less features, you get the DX7 sound and feel. So, quick on the Yamaha KX5. So, on the neck, you have a pitch bend, you have a sustain button, you have modulation, you have volume control. I love this portamento little like knob because you could change the sound of your portamento in real time. Let's see, you can go mono or poly. This changes all your octaves. You can go from up or down octave. Let's see. A nice loud trumpet. Let's see. Let's go lower. These will change all your banks, your sound banks, which works perfectly with the DX100. The DX100 has 4 sound banks right there. You can go to all 4 sound banks controlling this guy, and you can control all those sounds with these buttons. Up here is your MIDI channel controller and your on and off switch. And right there is where you plug in your external MIDI, and I'm always using one of these wireless MIDI systems. I love these. As much as I love wireless guitar systems, I love these wireless MIDI systems. So, a little bit earlier, I created a small soundtrack using the sounds of the DX100, and I was going to play a lead from this guy on that. So let's see what that sounds like. All right. All sounds from the DX100. of course, you can switch sounds at any time using these buttons to control the other synthesizer. Then the music took a turn. Okay, so you get the gist. You get the gist of how fun and how silly this Keytar can be. So, using a wireless MIDI, you've got a good 20-50 feet you could run around on stage with this guy, which is what Keytars were meant for. Keytars were meant for keyboard players who were tired of being stuck behind their racks. And by all means, if you are a synthesizer player, you don't have to do all the crazy moods and sound effects that you needed to do in the 80s. Nowadays, you could play a lot of leads. You could play a lot of pads in the background. You could play sequences in the background. And, of course, with a good Keytar, you could switch to all those keys and pads and sounds all at the same time, all in the same song. So, this is what I love about Keytars. So, let me show you these guys side by side. Especially when you have older Keytars, you have to do maintenance. This guy needs a new RAM battery. I saw how to change it online, but I'm scared to death to open this guy up and change out the batteries. So probably have to pay 50 to 100 bucks just to get some batteries changed in this guy. But what I love about this is as if Yamaha keyboards were meant to talk to each other, because especially back then, again, 4 sound banks, 4 different sound banks, 24 different sound banks in each sound bank. Same deal. It's almost as if like they meant it to be worked together. So the DX100, cool FM sounds, and the Yamaha KX5, cool remote keyboard. I hope I'm finding you all well. This is Keytar Chris. Stay safe, happy, and healthy out there. Keytar is life.